What's up, YouTube? So yeah, we got a comic. I got a Grail book today, and so I thought it'd be kind of cool to show it off. You gotta excuse me. I'm kind of under the weather. Uh, Looks like I have like the cold. My wife and I have been dealing with like a sore throat, just kind of like coughing and like stuffy nose and like aches, and so yeah, just been dealing with sort of a virus, a bug that's been going around. So, my voice is not going to be all that, all that vocal. So, excuse me for that. But what I did want to do was put together the top 21 comics of 2021, sort of a year-end video, and this will go out on New Year's Eve. And the video I'm making now that you're watching will go out on New Year's Day. And basically, this video is to go through all the books that, not all, but the major books that I got this year, and just go through the process of selecting those books, those 21 books. So you're going to see the top 21 books of 2021. And then this video is going to go out the following day, just showing you the process of how I came to select those 21. So I'm not sure what to expect. We're just going to kind of go through my collection here. And then at the end, we're going to open up this package, the Grail book I got. So for those of you that have watched previous videos, you'll know what this book is. For those of you that haven't, stay tuned till the end and we'll open this up. Okay. So I'm just gonna go also with an update here. So as you know, I got 3 comics signed by Jim Lee at Emerald City Comic Con, and they arrived at CGC. So you can see right here they were received here on 12/29, and they're at CCS. And yeah, they're going to be pressed and graded. And I don't know. No, see, I have got 3 books here that have been sitting at CCS since October. It hasn't really changed in status in the past 3 months. So I don't know exactly which series of books I'm going to get first. I imagine they might move the signature books through the queue a little faster, just because they're signature books. I would imagine this lower tier and the signature series are expedited differently. And so anyway, they're both at CCS waiting to get graded, and we'll just have to see how that progresses. But yeah, this is an update. The signature series books have popped up on the CGC radar, and so I'm just going to be updating you about those books. Hopefully we'll see them back in my possession with an unboxing very soon. So if you're curious about what these 3 books are, go back and watch my Emerald City Comic Con video, where I talk about the Jim Lee books I got signed, or go to my Instagram at Otaku Tour Guide, and you can see the exact books I got signed. You have to kind of go into my feed, but you'll see. I have a couple posts up there, so you can see them on my Instagram, or you can watch a previous Emerald City Comic Con video. Okay, now to the task at hand. We're gonna pick out 21 books, and I'm gonna just pick books that are kind of significant that I picked up this year, and I'm sure it'll number over 21, but we're gonna then whittle them down and pick the best ones. And what I'm really sort of basing my list on. I don't know if you've watched that great Netflix show with Marie Kondo. She's this sort of specialist who helps you declutter your life, like with decluttering your stuff. And yeah, basically, the premise of that is like when you look at an object, whether you're looking to part with it or not, you've got to ask yourself, does it spark joy? And so I think that rings true for me. My comics bring me joy, but of course, some comics bring more joy than others. And so, if we were to kind of rank comics on a scale of 1 to 5 of whether they bring joy or not, so 5 being the top, 1 being okay. So along with that sparking happiness or joy measure stick, we're also going to measure 1 through 5 the value of the comic. So generally, we're looking at I don't have none of my comics are like in the $1,000 range that I picked up this year. They're all in the kind of the hundreds range. So we're really looking at comics over $50, over $100. Those are the two kind of value ranges. And also condition. And we're going to also look at significance. So the key factor, its sort of significance to the larger comic community, the comic industry, the comic universe, etc. So we kind of have our list cut out, and so this book is automatically going in. So this is Web of Spider-Man 4. And so I'm just going to put the comics here on my bed. And again, we're just going to take them out and put them to the side. I imagine all these books here, these are really sort of like my big pickups this year. Spider-Man 88, Amazing Spider-Man 89. Big pickups. They all spark joy. They're all significant. 150 I'm not gonna put into the pile. Not that it's not something that sparks joy or whatever, but for me it's a great comic, but I just don't want to inundate my list with Spider-Man books. This is significant. Key cover. Definitely this book. This is the Grail. This is going to be number 2 on the list. I've already designated the ranking for this. This is or I'm sorry, this is not number 2. This is number 3. This will be number 3 in my collection. So I will go over the top 2 picks as well. But yeah, that definitely is G.I. Joe number 21, key book. That Larry Helm is also something that sparks joy as well. So this was in my collection before. This is not something I picked up. This I did pick up, but I don't know. It's great in terms of its significance, but I don't really have a strong connection to it. It doesn't necessarily spark joy. In fact, if I were to sell it, I wouldn't have any qualms about selling it. This one is significant, and so I'm going to put this in the pile. Also, this book. This book is very significant. Jim Lee, X-Men 1. And on the other side of that, we have the Wolverine that I just picked up. That's an amazing copy. I'm gonna have to put 142 on the list as well, just to. I mean, not make, it might not make the top 21, but definitely is a key book, sparks joy, etc., etc. Okay, so we've got those books, and then we're gonna go to this pile here. So I'm just gonna put down the camera again, just talk. I'm gonna pull out the books. Okay, so this is definitely a book that big pickup for me. I love this book. Action Comics 500. I'm gonna have to put that book on the list as well. Just a great cover. It may not make the list, but definitely one of the better pickups of this year. Batman 400. Also another key book. Great cover. Frank Miller. This is a book I've been wanting to get for, since I've been collecting. And so that's off the list. I won't put 4 or 5 on there. 4 or 4 should be good enough. Shazam, Superman. I like that Superman, but yeah. I am gonna put these 2 on there. They may not make the list, but they do spark joy. This first Byrne issue, as well as the Man of Steel miniseries. This is the first variant cover in comics. So yeah, this is a great cover. Where it kind of loses out is in terms of its value. It's not a very expensive book, but you know what? I love the cover. It sparks joy, and I think George Perez deserves to be on the list. So we'll add that. Okay, so we're through 2 binders already, and we're going to continue. So I'm going to pull out the next pile of books, and we're going to get a little bit more selective in through here. These aren't really key books. And again, some of these books I've had. They've been in my collection since the 90s. For example, the Spawn one. This Angela. So these are all older books. These have been in my collection for a while. This I picked up. But I feel like the Spider-Man one. This Death of Spider-Man I picked up, which is nice. So I'm going to take this one out as well. It may or may not make the list, but yeah, we've got well over 21 books there. So this one didn't have too many from our list, but either way, we had one. All right, this is the final one. So we have more than 21 books now, and so we're just gonna kind of whittle it down, and pick from the ones I've sort of picked out. This is a great cover. All of these are key books. This one I've had in the collection since it came out. Collection. This one I got this year, but not too much in value. Yeah, these are all great books. This is something I've had in the collection. This is something I picked up. Great cover, but nothing like really significant. Yeah, so nothing here that would warrant being a top 21 pickup. So all great books though. And then of course our last book. So all right, so now that we've got a pile of books here to kind of pour over and pick 21, we're just gonna kind of say borderline, make the list, Borderline, make the list. Let's put it over here. So we're just gonna put 2 piles. Make the list. Borderline. Make the list. 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 Both make the list. Both make the list. Or what makes the list? Makes the list. Makes the list. Okay, so this is we have our pile here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Good. And then this book makes 19. And then the 3 CGC books we have signed by Jim Lee also make the list. So we actually have 22 books here, and I've got to just take 1 out. So I am just going to take out I mean, this will go up in value. I think his run's just gonna go up in value eventually, but right now it's like a $10 comic. I think, yeah, we'll take this one off the list. Keep the other ones on. Okay, so we've got a 21. Great. And what I'm gonna do now is rank them. So right off the bat, the 2 comics I have at Emerald at CGC, which is yeah, again, go back and look at the videos. Those 2 comics are 1 and 2. They're the top comics I picked up this year, and probably 1 and 2 in the entire collection. The signatures on that book, the personalization that Jim Lee did on those books, make them just absolutely my favorite books and spark so much joy. So they win hands down, the 2 books that I'm referring to. That 3rd book that's there, I will put at number 4 on, no, sorry. I will put at number 3, 4, I'm going to put number 5, sorry, 6 on my list. It's going to be number 6 on my list. So 2 of the books, there's 3 books at CGC, 2 of them are going to be in the top 2. That 3rd book is going to be number 6. So already I know what number 3, my 3 book is, and that's the book my Grail book. And it overtook, so for those of you who watch my channel, you know, the book I cherish most is that Stan Lee signature book. And this book has overtaken that in terms of, well, there again, those Jim Lee books and this has both taken over that in terms of value and what the things in my collection that I cherish. This is number 3 on the list. Very clean copy. This is we're looking at a near mint minus. I'm hoping to get this back a 9.0, but we'll just have to see how it grades. But that will be going to CGC at some point. So this is number 3 on my list, and I'm just going to put them in order here. Number 3, and then number 4 is definitely this book, which we'll get to at the end. This is number 4 on my list. And then coming in at number 5 is what used to be the best book, most cherished book in my collection, and still is one of the most cherished books in my collection. But I just picked up comics in the past few months that I have, not that this Stanley autograph book is still sparks so much joy, and it's in the top 5. This is the number 5 on my list, but other books have supplanted its position as the top book. And yeah, so then number 6, we go to what would be number 6, and I'm gonna make it this comic right here. It's going to be the Jim Lee signed number 1. This is number 6. Oh, sorry, I already mentioned that number 3, the third book in that Jim Lee submission, is number 6. This is will be number 7. And then number 8 will be by Larry Hama. That Larry Hama book right there. Okay, so we're already at number 8. And then from here on out, it's just kind of like, I think we're gonna base it on just kind of significance and what I like. This will be number 9. These will be numbers 10 and 11. There's 10 and 11. And number 13. This will be number 13. Sorry, 12. 13. 14. 14. 15. 16. Actually, we'll put Frank Miller ahead of Wolverine. So 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So 21. That is that. So those are the books I'll be going over at. Again, I'll post a video of the top 21 pickups of 2021. These are the books. So you'll get this video after I posted that, so you can kind of see my selection process. And now we're gonna open up this book. This is a Grail book, and yeah, I got it today in the mail. So we've been waiting on this, and this is my last purchase of 2021, and probably my last purchase for a while, because I just don't have any more money. I've spent all the sort of the side hustle business money on books over the past month. December's been a very busy buying period for me, so there, we got cut off there. So as I was saying, that looks very negligible, but it is going to keep us in the closer to the 9.290 range. I think it's significant enough to bring it even down from a 9.6 potentially. Other than that, again, the corners are sharp. The top edge is a little worn, but again, presents well. The spine is really clean from the photo, and it looks to be very clean in person as well. Again, the auction I lost out on had a spine tick. This one does not. And again, this is really the only sort of issue with the book, and as you can tell, it's very negligible. I think overall we should see this grade in the nines. So I'm gonna put this at like a 9 or 9.2, and yeah, very glossy cover, smooth, white pages. Very happy with this pickup. It's a newsstand edition as well. You got to be careful. There's a lot of third prints out there selling at, and I think a lot of people who don't know the difference between the third and the second print, or sorry, the direct edition versus the third printing, they look very similar. But the Spider-Man here, if you're looking at a black Spider-Man, that's third printing. So be wary. There's a lot of eBay posts that don't mention that fact, and so you might bid on an item that fails to point out. And the third printing is a lot less, so you're paying like $250 for a near mint copy. You're actually overpaying. So make sure you know what you're buying. But I mean, most of you are probably better, know that better than I do. But yeah, I was just going after newsstand copies anyway. Didn't really want the direct edition, and this is just a beautiful copy. So very pleased with this pickup. This is going to be number 4. The number 4 comic in my collection now. Right behind G.I. Joe, and right behind the 2 Jim Lee signature books that are at CGC. So yeah, that's my haul slash end of the year books, the top pickups for 2021. Look out for that video, and again, thanks for watching.